Thought you could get away from us? Try again.
I'm just talking to yourself. Unless you're listening
to this. Oh my God, they're back.
Unless you're listening to this back to back, then joke's on you. I guess we're just going with this right now. Welcome to Talk Comics to Me. I'm Champ Champenstein.
I'm Heather Hadfield, and I love the sound of my own voice.
We can't hear it right now, but I'm sure it's great.
I'm talking.
I've heard it before. It's good. It's good.
It's a good voice.
We're here again.
Late.
We are just now recording on August 5th. August 30th or July 30th's books?
August 30th. Oh my God. You really want to be in the future, dude.
I do.
It is, oh my God, where's my month view? There we go. It was the 29th.
The 29th, okay. 29th. So yeah, we're just going back in time. I'm going to talk to you about these books that we got because we felt like you probably wanted to know.
We love talking about these books, and we know you love watching us #1 fans and all that, so we're gonna
do it.
Talk about them.
We're here. Go ahead.
Okay. I have The Modern Frankenstein. This is issue number 4. There is one more left of this series. This is just about a modern day... Sorry, I just realized it was in the title again. A modern telling Frankenstein as if he was just a doctor in today's times. The main character, Elizabeth, is in love with him, and she is working on all of these experiments that he is doing. She's trying to figure out what's best for her when it comes to this guy. She's defended him this whole time, but she realizes he's more than he is.
Kind of a piece of shit?
Yeah. Not kinda. He is an actual piece of shit. With just like a really unbuttoned shirt so she doesn't see it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I would have seen it from the first issue.
Seeing an unbuttoned shirt, I would also be like, I don't know, maybe you're not evil.
On a white man that looks like this with the last name Frankenstein? No way.
Well, I mean, we have previous knowledge. I'm going to assume that the novel Frankenstein was not, written during this time.
Okay, that's fair. But I would also say anyone with the last name Frankenstein is sus as fuck, because that is a weird last name. Not common at all.
What are you, the last name police here?
No, but I'm doing it with the bias still. I'm trying not to, but it's Frankenstein.
So last name police.
It's ingrained in my head.
Okay. I'm gonna just move us on.
Just do it.
This is Vinyl. This is issue number 2. Just a murderer trying to help save his FBI agent that's following him after he gets kidnapped.
His assigned agent?
Yeah, there we go. I don't know, what do I call this? I don't know, professional terms. After the FBI agent is kidnapped.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Gotta write that down for the books.
Kidnapped by a cult that is very scary, so he's putting together a team of killers to go take on the cult and save the agent.
Kidnapped. Got it. Okay.
But blood, lots of blood. It's real good. I really like the art.
Is it technically horror?
Yeah, it is definitely technically. Okay. I would say it's like a slasher.
Okay, cool.
If I were to try to put it in a genre, definitely slasher. Lots of knives.
Because I got the feeling also that it could be like a thriller, which isn't really horror, but kind of at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like a slasher.
Okay.
This dude's just getting...
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's so cool.
So, yeah. And I looked up what the definition of a slasher was, so I am feeling pretty confident in my statement.
Spree killer, right?
No,
what is determined for
slasher films? Yeah,
okay.
Most of the time it is not necessarily a spree killer, but someone who's murdering with a knife, a chainsaw, things like that.
Okay,
nature.
Cool, nature.
So this is Orcs.
Is that? You said that was the last one.
That's
the last one?
Maybe the last issue. At least this is, as far as we know, number 6 is the last issue.
I have not read that yet, but we both get it.
Yeah, and I loved it. It's cute. It's a little nice adventure tale. And I don't know, I really liked the way it finished.
Nice.
I had fun. I'm kind of sad.
I really liked it, too, from the ones that I had read. I'm going to have to... I'll get it. I'll get it tomorrow. I'll read it. Okay. I have Black Widow. This is issue number 9. This is just Yelena and Natasha working to take down Apogee. I still don't know how to pronounce it. I know how it's spelled. But they recruit a scientist that had worked there, explain to him what this evil organization is doing, and he agrees to help them. So there's some death, there's some revival, you know? It's a classic Black Widow story.
Alright, got my next little adventure tale. This is Headlopper. This is volume 4, 4 of 4, or issue 16, but this is told in like little volumes, which is really cute. I like it. I love Headlopper. I think it's just like a really good story. They have come across some names of some people that they may need to take out, and that's all I gotta say about Headlopper, just because it is a book that is...
I love that.
Yeah, a book that's been going on for so long, and it's just... There's something really good about it.
How often do they... Like, I know it says quarterly for the issues, but how often do the volumes come out?
Yeah, dude, it's hard to say. Because I feel like this was a book... I think Chris started getting the issue number 1. Hold on. I'm just going to look this up really fast since we have time anyway. Because I'm curious. Because I didn't start reading this until way later. I think I started picking it up in single issues the last volume.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just because I finally was like, oh, I'll read volumes 1 and 2 because they are pretty thick.
Mm-hmm.
Image, Headlopper. So, it looks like... Oh my gosh. Where's number 1?
You're never gonna get it?
No, because, it's like, where's the first issue? You have to go to the actual comic. So, looks like June 2016 is when the first volume ended.
Oh, okay.
And then it started back up again in March of 2017. So
okay.
like a year. And then
every year?
Yeah, December 20th, 2017. And then the third story arc came out September 12th, 2018. And then this one, the newest story arc started December 16th, 2020.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. It's quarterly and then at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, wait, that math is not adding correctly. I'm so confused, but okay. That makes more sense.
It's just like, kind of a year between each little thing. But you're also getting each quarterly, so it does come back.
I was trying to take that into account too. I was like, 4 issues a year every year. That's not right.
All right, but yeah, great book, really good adventure story. More adventures. Let's go. This is The Witcher.
This is an adventure. This is The Witcher's Lament. This is our man G. He rescues the girl, but he doesn't feel like the whole story was told to him, so he continues his investigation.
And what he finds out, he does not like.
It is shocking.
And he finds out he is not on the best side of this.
Mm-mm.
I felt really bad, but also just like,
he's
surprised.
Literally just trying to help, you know? Like, just be honest with him.
Yeah, but I suppose that's the thing when you're just like, your whole goal in life is just to make money and kill monsters. You're not really like, what are the details of this case?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more. You're more just like when you're playing The Witcher, you're like, of course I'll go kill some hags for you.
Yeah. Got you.
Where are these water hags? Just point me in the direction I need to go. Show me on the map.
Give me half the money now and then half the later.
Or give me more.
Yeah. My rule would be half now, half later, just to ensure that I actually do it. It's incentive for me to get it done because, if I don't have incentive, I'm just going to be like, I just don't really want to do it anymore. I know I said I would, but I just don't want to do it anymore, so sorry.
I am really glad that I started picking up these Witcher books because I do really like them quite a bit.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I think this one is probably my favorite story because the story itself is really good, but it's the art that is
the art is great.
It's the theme for the day.
Okay, so now we have together Barbaric.
I have it.
This is issue number 2. So Owen, right? That's our Owen is on a little, I guess, quest basically now with
a necromancer,
trying to find some evil guys, evil dudes.
He's trying to help her because the axe demands it.
Yeah, this book's a lot of fun.
I love it. I'm very pleased with it, and there is only 1 issue left.
Yeah,
it's only a 3-issue series. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it is. It is really fun, and I think it does a really great job for even just like the quickness of it. It is a fairly thick book, but a very good job of just like telling the story that you're getting, and then just like bringing it all together in a very like full way, even though it's only going to be like 3 issues. I don't know. It says to be concluded, but is there like going to be more?
I hope so.
Yeah,
because it is one of those, the story, the character itself has been told like a million times, but it's its own twist on it, and it actually is very interesting and unique. So I do really like the art and colors quite a bit, because they are not something you would necessarily think of when you're thinking of this type of story either. So I really think that's cool. It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Remember that used to be my theme? Like, it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I do. I do remember that. I've been here with you a while.
It's been...
We've been doing this.
3 years this year.
Yeah. Wow.
I can't. I'm just going to talk about this. This is You Promised Me Darkness. This is issue number 4. I am 1 issue behind on this, so I haven't read this, but this is the story of
This is the
Holly's...
story of a girl.
This is about Halley's Comet. When it passed overhead, a bunch of people gained powers. And a group of those people with powers are trying to kill the other people who got powers for total power domination.
All right, Dennis.
I did, from the couple issues that I've read from this, I do really enjoy it. Art's not my bag, but I don't really care in this point. So the story itself is interesting enough for me, because it's one that I've never read anything like it.
Can I say this really fast? Is it not your bag, baby?
It's not my bag, baby. By the way, I discovered that there was a novelization of the Austin Powers movies.
Why is that even necessary?
You better believe I screenshot it. This happened today. What are the odds that would happen today? I've gone the wrong...
It's kismet.
I've gone the wrong shagging way, Austin thought to himself groovily. Austin stopped the cart and attempted to turn around. However, Dr. Evil's dastardly corridor walls were too close together to make a U-turn. That was one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie, so Austin had to think fast. He turned a little one way, then reversed a little, then turned, then reversed, on and on for 4 minutes, until the cart he was driving was perfectly wedged perpendicularly between the unsexy walls. Yeah, baby, said nobody, since this was not good. I just needed to read that to you because I could not handle my life.
What the hell? How do I own that? Can I own that?
I'm gonna look it up.
Because what I want to do someday is just read the novelization of Austin Powers into a microphone, just very deadpan.
Yeah, no,
baby.
I'm gonna look it up, because once I read that, I couldn't believe it. And
unsexy walls.
We need to research this, and we need to do it.
Okay, do you want to go back to? It's my turn, isn't it? I got distracted. This is Daredevil. This is issue number 32. Things are starting to heat up. Matt Murdock is in prison doing prison stuff. That's a stupid sentence. He's trying to solve a mystery in the prison of like what's actually happening, why there are prisoners going missing or getting hurt, and then Elektra is dealing with Bullseye, and that shit is wild. Bullseye. I really like this book quite a bit. The next issue comes out fucking next week. Yeah, next week. I just looked at the invoice, and
because that was 2 weeks ago. Okay, I was like, well, that seems so weird.
Yeah, no, it was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, it's so good. Chichetto isn't right. That's his name. Isn't on the art right now, but I still like the art. It's Mike Hawthorne, but it's just obviously different, but I think he does a really good job still. I really like his Bullseye quite a bit and the way he looks.
I like her no eyes.
But yeah, this is Daredevil. This is a book that I would suggest, especially for any Daredevil fans, even if you're just like kind of loosely a Daredevil fan. Maybe I've read like a few Daredevil books and you're just like, yeah, I like this dude because that's
I'm
me.
like light Daredevil.
Yeah, that's like myself. Like
Yeah.
I hadn't read a Daredevil book in a very long time when I picked this up. Excuse me, and I feel like I still should go back and do so because I know there's some runs I would really like to read or reread because I can't remember what I read in the past because that was in like 2005 and it's been 16 years now.
We need to stop talking about time because it's stressing me out. I don't understand.
So I don't remember those stories that like really like made me enjoy this character, but I do really like this story and I'm not disappointed. I'm really glad I picked it up and I love my boy Chip Zdarsky.
Best friends. Best friendship.
Okay, so now we have Batman Detective.
1039?
Yeah.
Is it?
1040.
1040.
So close. I said yeah, so I'm sorry. That was my bad. Did I read this whole thing? Yeah, I did actually read both stories of this. Did you?
I don't think I... Yes, I did read both of them.
Because usually I stop at the first
Yeah, that's
story.
why I like questioned it because I was like, wait a minute. Bruce Wayne is spending some time behind bars, and people are still working against him.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah,
Just some Batman stuff.
it's classic Bat Detective.
But once again, that boy Dan Mora just gets up every morning and fucking slays some art like a goddamn Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but art.
He wakes up, he feeds his kid breakfast, and then he kills the entire world with that.
Does he have a child?
He has two.
How do you know this?
Instagram. I just discovered this like a couple days ago because it blew my mind. Unless... No,
Dan Mora, you don't have children in my mind.
I couldn't. He didn't. He's so young. He looks so young that he looks like a little baby to me. That when I saw it, I was like, no, not possible. Come on, thanks. Me, my two sons, and my nephew.
Oh, well, that's really cute.
Yeah,
And they're all in Spider-Man suits.
yeah. I loved it.
I like that a lot. That's really great.
I still just cannot believe it though. That boy.
Yeah.
Man, he's a man. He's got
he's
two
a
kids.
He's a straight up man.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no, Dan Mora just, let me use the word now, slaughters the art every time, every book he's in. I feel like he just goes so hard and it's great.
He doesn't have to do this to us.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to. He chooses to because that is the kind of man that Dan Mora is. He is a gentleman.
I feel almost blessed. I mean, I feel blessed being on this earth with a lot of really great artists, but like Dan Mora is an artist. I do feel very blessed, like being on this earth with and being able to like
at the same time.
Yeah, it's even interesting like with his Batman because it is one of those things where it's just like he makes Batman just look so good, just like so good, just like the way he's drawn. Even when he's in the bat suit, it's just like it's so slick and smooth.
I have a text from Derek that I would like to share because it's really good and relatable. And okay, this was Wednesday, July 28th, 8:09 p.m. I could look at Dan Mora drawing Batman taking off his mask forever. I agree. That is just, I don't want to get into how much I love Dan Mora. You guys already know he's my number one artist every year.
We just went on a little rant about Dan Mora now. But yeah, it's just, if you ever pick up a book, make sure Dan Mora's name is on it. If you want to have like just a phenomenal time, that's the way to do it.
It can be anything. Anything. He could draw the art for anything and I'd be like, cool. I read a book about Santa Claus because he did the art for it. Are you kidding me?
And also make sure, I think the perfect pairing with colors is Tamra, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tamra's art, or Tamra's colors with his art just are too good. It's
Why don't
just
you just
like,
read Once in Future? Just read Once in Future. Because I was just going to say, and you know what? You want to add to that? Kieran Gillen's writing. Just read Once in Future. You'll thank us.
All right.
And him.
So we'll just go on now.
Yeah.
This is Strange Adventures. This is issue number 11. This story is wrapping up. We've figured out what's been happening, or like the mystery aspect of this. I feel like you said you had more good things to say about this. For me,
I just liked the confrontation. I like this one more than probably any other issue that I've read, and it's strictly because of the confrontation, because I like the dynamic between the two of them, where we thought for a while that she was calling all the shots, that she was doing everything, and I think that really shows it to a point here, because he is still acting like a scared little piss baby. But turns out he was just like, he is a little piss baby is what it is. Yeah. But I like that she wasn't putting up with it. Like, she is very, I don't want to use aggressive, but I just like her as a woman a lot, as like a wife, as a mother. Like, I feel like that's how people are supposed to react. I just like the way that was captured.
Okay.
I had to get that out.
No, that's fine. I was just going to be really quick about what I had to say, because I'm glad you said all that before I come in and say what I have to say, because that whole fight just felt like I was watching a soap opera. It felt really one-dimensional and didn't feel like it had weight behind it, but not enough.
Oh, I didn't like the conversation. Okay. I just liked how she reacted to it. Like, I'm not a mother, so I don't know how I would, but if I was married to a little piss baby like that and he tried coming at me with that when I knew better, I'm sure I would react the same way. Like, you fucking loser, diaper baby, tell me what's real.
I just, like, I think that's kind of been my whole problem as I take in the book, is like it does feel like kind of one-dimensional, even though it's trying to give itself depth. Once again, I can't say enough good things. Like, the theme is art.
It's art. It's just beautiful art being satisfied.
Yeah, the beautiful art in this story is, like, I do love the nature of how this story is told with the different, like, art styles. And Mitch Gerard's, I'm going to fuck up your name. Garrett's.
Yes. We can't say anything.
Yeah, we're bad today. I think this scene and the emotions that he puts into these characters is just so good. And I think the style that he uses for, like, this issue and this particular book is, so much different than, like, other things he does. And I do think the Doc Sheener stuff does balance out the story in such a way where it just feels so full. And that is one of my, like, I don't like this book. I'm going to be, like, very honest.
Yeah,
it's not a book.
It's not my bag, baby.
Yeah, it is not my bag, baby. But I absolutely love the art, like, every time. And I do, even though I'm mad at myself for collecting both covers, like I've said before, just, like, going through all those covers in my box, it's just so satisfying, because even they balance themselves out in such a really, really great way, which is not something a lot of books do with, like, their A and B covers like that. And I just love that. I do love that. And it is very disappointing that I don't like this book. And I think too, with this issue, like I said earlier to you this week, is just the cutting out of the cursing.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that, because it's been a minute since we talked about it.
But it's such it's such a distraction when it's such a major part of the dialogue. It's not just something, like, that is said, like, they don't just curse one or twice. They curse, like, so much. And the gravity of this situation is insane. And I know that we cuss a lot, and I cuss in everyday life quite a bit.
I'm family friendly. You're the one that cusses.
But it's just, there's no reason to not have it here. Like, there is absolutely no reason not to include it in this book. It's not coming off, and it won't come off in such a way. It's
a Black Label book.
Yeah,
I didn't even like
I said, it just doesn't hold the weight. It's like if I was just so angry with you that I am willing to just throw a glass on the wall and just say, "Oh, F you,"
Point a gun at you, you freaking jerk.
Yeah, it's just the weight's not there, and I think that does a disservice to the story.
That's fair.
That's just my take. I'm sorry I went on that for a minute.
It's fine. I don't want to talk about that book anymore, though.
I think because
I think we got out how we felt.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've had a time to, like, kind of sit with it and then like come back at it like this. So I did. No, like I said, I just feel like it's important to even talk about this book because fuck, dude, it's been 11 issues. I've bought 2 covers for all of these.
It's just
egg on my face.
It's one of my favorite sayings. I love that so much. Every time you say it, it's like hearing it for the first time. It's so good. Okay. This is Shadow Service. This is issue number 10. This is the last one I'm going to read of this. This is the last one, story arc. I'm taking it off. I like it just fine. I just don't really care anymore about the story. So with that, this is the conclusion of this story arc. The main character, which I can never remember her name, of course, she solves the mystery, and then just because she has nothing, I don't know, it seems like she thinks she has nothing better to do, she joins the MI666 after they just like tried to kill her and stuff. So she joins their team. I think it's because it's protection for her and because she is good at what she does. There's more to it than that, but I just don't really want to spoil it because I think if you do enjoy this type of story, which is like magic, horror, James Bond, it is good. It was a lot of fun. It was very interesting, but I just don't want to read anymore because I got what I wanted from it.
Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so I have Made in Korea. This is issue number 3. Our young robot friend. She is making friends with some really bad human teenage boys, and it is very stressful. I really do enjoy this book. I do like the art and the colors quite a bit. I like the dynamics, especially of her learning to be human and finding the absolute like wrong influences. So I know this book is going to be on a hiatus for a minute just because the artist got COVID.
Oh, dang. Wear your masks, dude.
So
that wasn't to say that the artist wasn't, but
so I am kind of bummed out because the way this ended, I was like I kind of want to know what happens here because lots of shit's happening. But yeah, good little story.
Is this Team Korean?
Honestly, this is something I have not looked into. I know that Jeremy Holt is.
I just like thought about that. Like, how cool would that be if they were?
They
Korean?
are Asian.
Okay.
Let me look him up really fast since we're on anytime. He does not tell, or they do not tell me.
Let me see. Let me see that flag.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
We got that.
They are Korean. The author.
Okay. Well, that's good at least.
And then George Shaw, they are Brazilian.
Okay.
So
good.
just in case you wanna know.
I needed that.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Made in Korea. I like I said, I enjoy that book. It's just a robot being sent to a family that has been enhanced in a way to become more human than even humans, maybe.
It's a girl. It's a little
child. All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last book you'll ever read. This is issue number 1.
Ooh.
I got this book. I'll preface this with I usually don't ever get any Cullen Bunn books, and this was one of those books that Vault hyped up quite a bit.
I think it was because it's Cullen Bunn on a Vault book.
So it was one of those things where I was like, fine, I'll give it a chance. I'll see what it's all about. I know this author or this artist did something recently I just read. Oh, Mom. I'm pretty sure that's the same person who's on Mom.
This is about an author who writes a book that kind of just
takes over the world.
Yeah, takes over the world.
Makes people go feral.
So this reminded me of there's this book. It's called hater. Like it's a 3-book series. I can't remember what the author's name is. It's not like they don't read a book and then become feral, whatever. But there's like this thing that happens to them where they are just filled with like so much rage that they attack that people that don't have that same, I don't want to say illness, but affliction. They have the same affliction. So they slowly, because it doesn't hit everyone at once, it just hits slowly and then it starts spreading. And that's how the haters like start taking over the world, is because they're killing everyone that doesn't have that same thing.
Okay.
That's what that reminded me of, except that book was actually really good. I know by the name it doesn't sound like it would be, but it was very, very good. But this just, same kind of concept, but I just didn't, it seemed pretty pretentious.
It felt flat, that's for sure. I think that I guess it's part of the problem is I read this last Tuesday. So it's been a while since I read this. But it just didn't, I guess pretentious is kind of the right word, but I don't know if that's what I felt out of it as much as just like I was expecting something more out of it, because it's also, it's like zombies, it's like anything in this sort of realm of storytelling where it's been done, so you have to make it more than that. And I think with this,
give it your own kind of twist.
I suppose it being a book is one of those aspects, but I wasn't a huge fan of it either. I liked the art quite a bit, but I did not necessarily like the story. Like I told you, I did order the second issue just because I was curious enough to see if maybe it would like balance itself out. So we'll see. Like, I'll get the second issue. We'll really see. I know that one of our other friends really, really, really liked it. So I think, it's one of those things that it can be different for everybody. It's just kind of how you take it in.
And maybe I was just like, that gnat just went like right up my nose. I might be feeling a little biased just because like I have a weird love-hate relationship with Cullen Bunn.
You and me both.
Yeah, it's like I did like Regression for what it was, but that's like the only one that I read completely through.
The Eden one shot.
Yeah.
I think like for me, I feel like he doesn't really hook you in with a number one. And that's really granted, that is a hard thing to do. I will say that. Like, I don't think it's...
But it can be done.
Yeah, and I think it's hard when the comic... I don't want to get into that very much, but I just don't think he hooks you in with a number one, and then once the story kind of gets building, you just don't care.
Yeah.
And then the ending, personally, is just never that great.
Because, I mean, he can clearly, like, write a good story, and if he has an issue to do it, he can, because I did like Eden.
Yeah, no,
I liked
Eden
that
was
one
great,
a lot.
yeah.
But that was also, like, everything was just right there for you.
Did you read The Damned?
I did.
Yeah, and that was another book I really liked.
I completely forgot that he did that. Yeah, I did. The Damned. That one was... I really liked that one, too. Fuck.
Yeah, because Chris, when we watched The Empty Man, was like, don't you like Cullen Bunn? And I was like, I think, like, there's some books of his I really like, but then it's like, I know I read The Damned. I've read so many of his, like, number one issues, and then or twos, and then I fell off, and then I liked the beginning of Regression, and then I did not enjoy Regression by the end of that first story arc. It was just, like, done.
And again, a lot of it might have just been, because of the art. Like, maybe that's why I was like, yeah, I still like it. Like, I don't know how much I like the story because it's been years since I read it. But I just know that I read it from beginning to end because I liked it enough. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There was something that just really missed me with that book.
Yeah, no, same. I
just was reading it like this.
And I was honestly going into it thinking I would really like it. Like, I was like, oh yeah, no, this will be really good. Like, especially with, like, Eden. You said you had read that Phantom Scan book, and, like, I've really been enjoying that for the most part. But, like, yeah, I did not... I don't know, yeah. And I feel like it could really just be, like, the anger, rage, like, feral aspect of it. Just like, okay, dude, I get it. I know this.
Edgy,
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I have Money Shot. This is issue number 13. The group is split up, and one or two of the members of the group are on this alien planet of aliens who hunt humans because apparently their meat's really good. Tasty. So the other half of the group is trying to figure out like where exactly they are to save them. Less sex in here, so I just wasn't really... Whatever. I didn't care for it.
No boning. I don't want to read it.
You can't say money shot without giving me one. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I have Something is Killing the Children. This is issue number 18. Just fucking chugging along in this book. Erica is going on her... what's the word I'm looking for? Entrance, her test to get...
Initiation?
There we go.
Did it. I won.
Just had to say some other synonyms. We got there. Initiation to get into the House of Slaughter. So, just good. This
Pledge week.
Yeah. With fucking giant scary monsters. But yeah. We're introduced to a new character in this issue. Somebody we've never met before. Which I thought was cool. Once again, I can't suggest this book enough either. I really, really love it. I love the story. I love the art. Because the art is just fantastic. It just fits really well with like the horror aspect of what they're going for. And I feel like I say this every time I talk about this book, but I feel like it's important to like touch on because I really didn't think I was going to like it after the first issue. I felt when they were like, oh, they're monsters, and I'm just like, well, that's stupid.
It's a story that builds.
Yeah, but I think that once you get into the twists and turns and the other aspects of the story, that's what it's more so about. And it is a horror book, but it's hard to describe in that like way too, because I think there's more to it than just horror. And I think it is, again, like one of those things where this story arc here is something you can just like pick up without having to go back and read those other issues, though I would most definitely suggest that. But if you're just like, I don't know if I'll like this story, it's something where you can just go back to, I think, issue 14 or 13 is where the story arc starts. Mm-hmm. And it's something where you don't have to know anything, you just can read. You can just go and you can learn about like... And
it could be one of those things too where you start with that, and then if you decide, oh, I do like it, you know the history. Yeah. You just go back and read it from the beginning.
And then I'm really excited because soon that House of Slaughter spin-off story is coming out, and I'm super hyped on that. Like, so stoked. So, can't wait. I love that they're doing that. It's like an interesting idea, and I think it's a really like cool thing for them to do. In this world.
I'm going to have to find a good place to start that.
I can let you borrow any of my issues.
Okay.
So this is Department of Truth. This is issue number 11. This is finishing up our Sasquatch story. And this is a real downer.
Yeah, it is. It's a huge bummer, but also like needed. Because it was just, I mean, we say this every issue that it comes out. Like, this book is absolutely incredible. Mm-hmm. And I just like the way that the stories are told, like taking these like myths, like folk tales and conspiracy theories, but like making them so that we, I don't know, can follow along with them.
Yeah. Well, and I think with this, like the Bigfoot story very specifically, it also weaves in that aspect of being outside of the Department of Truth, being outside of the Black Hat, just being a regular person, just like so obsessed and caught up in this thing that like you just can't let go no matter what that means, you know? And I think that like that aspect of it was just so humanizing, and what that can mean for like everybody around you. And I don't know, these Bigfoot issues were some of my favorites because I really love the diary pages. I love the lettering so much and the way the pages turned out, and I just love what they had to say.
There was a line in this handwritten letter that I just like, I loved okay. I don't know how to live in a world that won't allow room for fantastic things in the shadows. I don't have it in me to start from scratch again. I don't know why I love that line. Like the handwritten letter, I think is my, I do like the story, of course, but the handwritten letter is like my favorite. It was done so well, and it was so sad. and so final, and I like when they add those little things to the story.
Well, like I said, I just felt so human. Like everything about this story has just felt so otherworldly, even like in its groundedness to like the human world and like everything, the real world, I guess is what I'll say. But just like having, like I said, having somebody who's just been so caught up in this where they can't see past it. Like they can't see past it, and even then, like.
And they know, like, it's wild, but they just can't, they don't want to stop.
Well, and it's also, like, that line you read, it's just all about, like, I don't know, like, I think one of the most important things is just taking in everything around you and being able to take in those fantastical things and just, like, I think with this, it's different, obviously, because I mean, Bigfoot could exist. What the fuck do I know?
It's a big, big world.
Well, yeah.
And humans have not traversed all of it. I think that's why I did like that line so much, is there's just so much we don't know, and there's so much that, like, why can't that exist? Why can't that? Megalodons were real at one point, and that seems...
I mean, you've seen the shit in the bottom of the ocean, like there's... Yeah, there are so many things that are unexplored, and there's so much, and I think... I guess the part of that, like, handwritten story and that is just, like, you can't, like, give up your imagination either. Like, you can't let anyone, like, ground you so seriously where you can't allow yourself to think outside of, you know, everything else.
Don't stop questioning just because it makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
It's really good.
Yeah. Good story.
Yeah. I have V.E. Schwab's, I almost started reading that back title again, but that's not it. Extraordinary. This is issue number 2. I have not read this one yet because I just finished the first one. But basically what it is this girl survives a near-death experience, and because of that, she can see how people are going to die. That's just the basis. I'm not sure, obviously, what's happening in this one, like how that story... how her power is evolving in this story, but that's basically what this is about. It's just following one girl who has extraordinary powers.
Man, dude, we've been talking a lot.
I know.
My throat is like going. We don't have too much here. Woo.
Not used to talking this much, surprisingly. I know it's very shocking.
I mean, we've been talking for like
2 hours.
2 hours straight almost. Okay, so this is Batman Reptilian. Yeah. This is issue number 2. So there is a big fucking monster going around Gotham destroying bad guys. And Batman's just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
He's like, it's not me.
Yeah, no, basically like, let me beat you up because you're already dying. Tell me.
He's got that like map on his wall. Like,
tell me who did this.
Is it one of my children?
But yeah.
Too big.
I think, I mean, I understand what's going on. I feel like I traversed this a lot better than I did the first one. But Liam Sharp's art is so good.
Fantastic, yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't even know if I ever want to read the words for any of the rest of them or just, like, take it in. And it's, like, weird because all the colors are very dark. So it's, like, hard, but just so fucking good, dude. Just so good. No, like, who are these artists? How do they do this? Give me your powers. Who did you kill? Let's talk about Wes Craig now.
This is
This is Deadly Class. This is issue 47.
Is this from more than 2 weeks ago, or did this come out 2 weeks ago? I feel like this one was from longer.
Yeah, I think this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Because we didn't get enough copies, or they were damaged.
Right, that's right.
So this takes place in the year 2001. This story arc has hopped back and forth through time. And this issue focuses on one of my absolute favorite characters. I know I love Marcus, but Saya is my favorite character in all of Deadly Class. I love her so much. She's one of, I think, the most powerful people I've ever seen in a book. But not everything is seemingly going her way.
No, it's like where she's at following the events of that cult raid out in the woods.
Just like where she went after all of these things.
How she dealt with it.
And
just everything in general that she dealt with.
It's hard to talk about Deadly Class, especially this, like, deep in, I think. It's weird because this story has just been so gradually, like, chugging away. And I don't know, like, this story arc feels like, with the way it's jumping, like, I don't know. I know Rick Remender, like I've said earlier, last week, this week for comics, he does a great job of finishing books. He always finishes the book, which is why I usually pick up his books, because I know they'll end. I know there'll be a satisfying ending. And this almost feels like it's kind of getting into that last leg of, like, we're going to find out, like, where people went, where they're at now, and then we're going to take off from there.
My only thing that I'm, like, questioning is, like, what could he do that would be, like, because it's not going to be a happy ending.
I mean, it can't be.
Right.
We've had this conversation countless times about this.
So, like, what could he do that would, like, have an impact on us? Like in Saga, when my favorite dude got his head ripped off. That was shocking to me, even though I knew that he eventually was going to die. But seeing it and having that connection with him was, like, it bummed me out. But in here, you know that, like, not everyone's going to be alive, and you're expecting it, and it's like, when it happens, like, we've just been this whole time waiting for it. So what could he do? Who could he kill? And how would he do it that would actually shock us?
I don't know if it would be shocking, but, like, what would be... I mean, I guess it would be shocking, but I think the most satisfying thing for me to do is to have him, like, have Saya kill Marcus, basically.
Right. But even then, like, we would expect it.
I don't know if I would expect that, like, in the way the story's, like, played out, and, like, even within this issue, like, what happens at the end here, because it's one of those things, like, their relationship has always been oddly balanced.
Right.
Even when they're always at, like, odds, dating other people, it's still, like, they're in this zone of, like, back and forth, but they've always been willing to help each other in whatever way. And I think she is given way more to Marcus than he is given to her necessarily. Right,
he's probably only given her chlamydia, right?
But yeah, I don't think their relationship is fair, and I don't know if Marcus will ever learn a lesson, even in death, obviously, but I guess we'll see. I'm gonna say I'm interested. Curious.
I'm definitely interested, and I am curious to see how it's going to end. But I was just thinking, like, he could have Saya kill Marcus, and I'd be like, all right. He could have Marcus kill Saya, and I'd be like, all right.
Yeah, no.
Like, like, I don't know what he could do where I would just be like, oh, damn, dude, that's sick. And I know that I don't need that kind of reaction for, like, one of the last stories, but I don't know. That's what I want.
Yeah, and I think you're on the right beat, too, because at this point in the, like, issues and in the story itself, we've gotten a lot. We've gotten all the little twists and turns. Like, each story arc has been very different in whatever way, or he's thrown in whatever aspects, bringing in a whole new class of kids. Like, he's done all of these things. So, yeah, it is. Like, where does the story go from the point we saw it to now, like, after this? Like, where do we go? Even, like, I'm interested in the next several issues because, or at least usually does 5 parts? 4 or 5s. I don't know. Like, I like the time jump thing. I like this aspect of it because I do like getting these bits and pieces, but I don't want to go back.
No.
I don't want to see the in-between now.
Because it's not relevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to what's happening to where he's brought us here. I think... So what I want... how I want this to end is, you know, if we're operating under the opinion that, like, one of them is going to have to die, because that's, of course, you know, why wouldn't it?
Or is Maria still alive?
I guess that is one part of the story that we haven't gotten yet. All right, I'm just going to zip it for now. We'll just get back to it. And I'm going to talk about this one. This is, if you can see, it's kind of dark. Amazing Fantasy. This is issue number 1. I just special ordered this because I was like, why not? It's just, you know, different tellings, I guess, of Captain America, Spider-Man, and Black Widow. They all when they die, this is what happens after they die. So it's just, it's all right. Like it was a lot of fun. I think I like Captain America's story the best, just because it's totally Captain America. He rides a dragon. Like, that's sick. Not a dragon. There's just a dragon in the story. He rides a lion with wings. It's a lot of fantasy. It's a Marvel fantasy. It's amazing. That's all.
Okay. I have Beta Ray Bill. This is issue number 5. This did get me a little teary-eyed, not like super weepy, but this was last issue of this. Very satisfying.
So satisfying.
That's I don't want to talk about it very much. I just think that Daniel Warren Johnson is very good at telling a story, no matter like where it is kind of based. I think that he puts in an aspect of like a fun time, and also something that's like also very real to everybody and very relevant. And I think, especially with Beta Ray Bill and this story kind of just being about the way you view yourself and how you may look to others or whatever might be grotesque, is just how that kind of eats away at yourself and what lengths you'll go to. I loved it. I think it's really good. I love the art. I love the story. This issue was just full of like really great action, and like I said, it just really brought you back around to really feeling the depth of like what it means to just be. I couldn't remember if I'd ever seen what Daniel Warren Johnson looked like. Oh, I just saw what he looked like today.
Yeah. In my head, please mock me all you want for this. In my head, he looked like the main character from Murder Falcon.
No, I don't know why. That's where my brain also went.
Okay, because that's like all I could think about. And I looked him up just now, and Chicago-based comic writer. He looks like a Chicago-based comic writer.
Yeah, no,
he is what I expected, and I love it.
Yeah, no, he's in the back of the Skybound X issue number 3 with the Murder Falcon thing. And
that's why I made that face when you were talking about it, because I was like, that's not what he looks like. He can't look like the character from Murder Falcon.
I was just like, oh, I don't know why. There have been many comic book artists I have imagined like that, and I think it might have something to do with like their icons on like
that could be
online sites and or like, reading Murder Falcon or X book for so long and just associating like these characters with like
that
these
could be it,
like
yeah.
people. I think your brain kind of warps itself into being like, oh, this is definitely what this dude looks like.
That's so funny that we both thought that it just was like an automatic thing and we accepted that for truth.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. I love it.
I really do think that's like something, especially about like, I don't know, comic book creators, but like artists in general. I think it's one of those things where you're just like, oh, this is what this person looks like, and then when you get a look, you're just like, oh shit,
this is not what I expected, but also what I expected.
Yeah. I feel like there was another artist recently that was like that, where I was like, that is not what I imagined you looking like.
I'm gonna have to start looking up every single comic writer and artist now just to make sure.
All right, we got our last book.
It's the last one.
We've done it. So now we have The Eternals. This is issue number 6. It's really dark in here. We've gone too late.
Yep.
That's what it means. This is the end of this story arc. Mm-hmm. I like this book a lot.
I like it a lot too. This, you find out why they're eternal and the repercussions for their eternal life.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It is so good. And
I don't know why. I mean, like, I didn't think that it wouldn't be, but I mean...
I feel that sentiment, because it's not like I didn't think that it was going to be good, because it's Kieran, it's Asad Ribic, it's Matthew Wilson. It's of course going to be like enjoyable,
right? It's
like
just,
it's like you've got a really great writer, you got like a really great artist, you got a really great colorist. But I think for me, when I went into it, it was more so like, I don't really know these characters.
Yeah, I knew Icarus, and that was like it.
So it's just like, am I going? Why would I have any care? Like, what am I going to take out of this that like I wouldn't take out of another book? But yeah, I really like Thanos. Like, it's weird to be like, I really like Thanos and how he's written and like the things that are going through his mind.
I do Man, Kieran Gillen, dude. We need to stop talking about blessed artists and how fortunate we are to have them. Because I am feeling like bloated with feelings today. And it's because of all these blessings.
Yeah.
He's just fantastic. I agree with what you said about Thanos, because I was just... his dialogue, I think. Yeah, his feelings, the way that he does things, it's so good. And the facial expressions, dude, get out of my face.
Yeah, no, it's and then there's that Thanos one shot that they're doing here in a little bit. Yeah, I don't think you have to know anything about the Eternals to read this book. You can just kind of like I did, just blindly stumble straight into it.
Yeah, the only thing that I knew was they died in an issue of Avengers that I read. That's it. That's like all I knew. But you put that team on anything and I'll read it. You could put them on My Little Pony and I would read it.
Damn, that would be a wild My Little Pony issue.
I am an unapologetic Kieran Gillen fan. I'm a fangirl. I stan him. Is that what they say? I stan Kieran Gillen.
I'm 34 years old. I am the wrong person to be asking
That's
this.
Fair. That's fair.
So we did it. We actually recorded 2 weeks worth of shit today, so we hope you enjoyed this. If you're listening, we appreciate you listening to us. I honestly can't thank you enough. I feel like we talk into the void. We've been talking into the void for 3 years, but you're here.
We're talking to the void right now. Yeah. There's no one watching us except for us.
But thank you. It really does truly mean a lot. And whenever somebody kind of says something to us outside of the podcast, it is truly like nice to hear that people care about shit we say, even when it's dumb shit, even when it's about comics. Thank you.
I do. I feel very fortunate to be recognized for just being who I am. Just, the recognition is really what keeps me going.
The adoration, really.
But
yeah, no, it really does mean a lot. Either way. So
I literally can't talk anymore. My mouth is...
I'll do it. I'm
dry.
Go support your local comic book shops. It's super important. We're dealing with COVID again.
Please wear your mask.
Please wear your mask. Be safe. Wash your hands. Be just like a decent human being to other people. Stay out of their fucking space, man.
Yeah.
Pandemic or not, get out of people's faces. That's it. I don't have anything else. Support your local libraries.
Just be careful. Love each other.
Love each other. Be good to your friends. Be good to everybody. We will see you on the flappity floopity floop